Hey guys, Alberto725 here, and yet this video is going to be about me talking about the One Piece chapter 634, 100,000 versus 10. Now, originally I thought this chapter was just going to be about a flashback, and it was not going to be that exciting and all, but it turns out I was wrong, and in fact that, well, it was a flashback in the beginning, but not what I hoped for. So that turned out really good, and the chapter also went a great another great epic chapter. So I'm going to go into the review, and here we are, One Piece Manga Chapter 634, 100,000 versus 10. In the first page, you'll see that there's a cover page that has all the Straw Hats, Shirahoshi, and all the other mermaids and fishermen swimming in the water in somewhere in Fishman Island, which was pretty cool. All right, so this is where the chap starts off. Jinbei and Luffy are arguing. This was hours earlier before the current where it currently is right now, and pretty much like I said before, Jinbei and Luffy arguing. I was like, when is this argument going to stop? It has to stop at some point. And then it finally does, but surprisingly, and this is really funny, it stops where Luffy, no, Jinbei said, "Oh, how about a couple meat? You want to meet?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, our captain will do that," and he will have plenty of meat. And it was really funny how the argument ended. And then they finally start to make their plan on how they're gonna infiltrate the palace, and you know how they're gonna save the king, Neptune. And after that, the last part of that flashback it was really funny. It was like, what's the name of the plan? He's like, that was the only problem. Sanji's like, or somebody was saying, the plan doesn't need that. Let's get going. And that was really funny. But anyway, now it goes back to the current time now, and pretty much we see Hody at the plaza, lying there after receiving Luffy's Gear Second hit, and pretty much he gets up, and then we go to the Borders Plaza where all the fishermen people are just cheering on Luffy. You know, they saying, you know, he may be a human, but he's here. He's our savior. He's the one that's going to protect us, and so on. And then when the fisherman member and the fisherman pirates, the new fisherman pirates, fisherman, I forget that guy's name, but he doesn't look like the other fisherman, and he says, "Oh, curse you, straw hats! You know, like you may have rescued the king for now, so don't be so glad." Surprise. And pretty much it was really funny. I know I said this a lot because this chapter was basically has some comedy in it. Um, the Straw Hats were just ignoring them, and then the little fisherman in the Fisherman Pirates, sorry, new Fisherman Pirates, he was saying, "How come they can't hear us?" And the other fisherman guy said, "Oh, because I said it too quietly." And then we see the Straw Hats talking to you, trying to have a conversation about how they did the plan, and pretty much just talking away. And then Shirahoshi, no, well, no, Nami gave Shirahoshi the letter, and pretty much she noticed that Luffy, they call her a weakling, and she was wondering about that. And she told Luffy, "I thought you usually call me a weakling," and Luffy's like, "Yeah, well, I just can't explain it." And so the next scene, it goes on the straw, Nami and pretty much everybody's like in a tough spot. Like they were like I guess like they were squeezing against each other. Like I don't know what was that scene about. But anyway, then finally Hody made his speech saying how much he hated the humans, giving his same old crazy speech, and he was saying to Jinbei that I hate you people the most, and because you know fishermen don't get along with humans. So pretty much after he said now, in my future, I will become Pirate King. And Luffy's like, Pirate King? And I was like, Odie, you just crossed the line. You shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that at all. Because you do not ever want to say Pirate King in Luffy's presence. Never. As we all know, us One Piece fans. So pretty much after that, that's when Odie sends out his 100,000 fishermen soldiers or pirates, and then here's the Straw Hats. Well, not yet, but pretty much Sanji's all getting ready, and Sanji's taking like a count to see how much they need to feed, and Zoro's like, we'll need to count as long because they're not like the Marines, the elite Marines. And then we see Luffy walking, and Zoro's like, Sanji's like, hey Luffy, man, what are you doing? And Luffy then does the Hazu Shihoku Heiki, conquering of the king. Bam! Annihilated half of the fishermen pirates. Soldiers. I mean, pirates. Half in instant. And everybody so shocked at this scene. And pretty much, I was really happy. That's what made this chapter awesome. Is that we're seeing Luffy now controlling and be more available to use this Heiki at such a high level already in just 2 years. And Shirahoshi is like, wow, Luffy, you're awesome. And Nikai's like, so this is Heiki. And pretty much Jinbei's like, oh wow, so he came this far already in 2 years. And Sanji, this was funny, another funny comic scene. Um, in the pistol, not pistol, sorry, panel. Um, Sanji's like, oh, so he has learned the Heiki, this position. That's some of a, and that blocks that out. And then Zoro's like, well, yeah, I mean, if he can come this far, then we will have found ourselves a new captain. So pretty much at this time, I thought Zoro and Sanji knew, or I should say, know about Heiki at this point. They really know about Heiki, and now pretty much, apparently, I want them to learn it too. The Monster Trio, because I think those three really do need to have Heiki, because Luffy can't do all the work, especially when you get in the New World. Well, so anyway, this then Luffy um says, "So you're Hody, right? So I need to fight you. So you're the guy I need to take down." And pretty much he says, "I don't care, right? You want to be the king or decide what king you want to be." And then at the end, this is really awesome. Luffy's like, "There can only be one pirate king." That was beastie. Luffy was beastie at his best right there. Hody, take that. You deserved it. And then Jinbei smiles, and then Luffy does his gear third and does his giant pistol and pretty much attacking the other fishermen, pirates. And then this is when the Straw Hats get all excited and they get pumped up. They're like ready now to fight. They need to now. They're going to test their skills um, and their abilities and show the true strength of their potential in the last 2 years of training they went through. So and that's the end of that chapter. That chapter was awesome. If y'all guys tell me about your thoughts, comments down below. Give me what you think. And this and once again this chapter was awesome. It was another great awesome chapter, way beyond what I thought it was going to be. So stay tuned, guys, and I'm going to tell you what video I'm going to be doing next. I'm going to be doing the Bleach manga, Bleach, Death and Strawberry 2. Ichigo got his powers back. Yes, and pretty much nobody didn't like the full brain, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, I didn't really like it until he did the final level. All right, so anyway, stay tuned. Um, After the Bleach review, I might do a Bleach filler arc review. And after that, there's one more video I got for a certain person out there that I'm going to respond to. Yep, I say again, just one person in particular that I think I should do a video response to. And I think I know how to do it now. And this person that's watching knows, I think knows what I'm talking about. All right, so great chapter. It was awesome. The Shaolin Jump is on a break, so we probably won't be able to see the chapter next week, but the following week. Can't wait. Can't wait till the Straw Hats get their action. Showing their new abilities, see what they learned. Hope Zoro learns Heiki and Sanji. It's just awesome right now. So stay tuned, guys. As I said before, comment down below or post your thoughts, what you think about this chapter. Thumbs up, you really liked it. And this is our W1025 signing out. Peace.